Hello, can you hear me? Hang
What's
on.
up?
Okay,
Hold
I
on.
was just sleeping.
I'm sleepy. Hold on. I'm gonna. Ah, fuck. This is the loudest. You can't hear it. But this. Can you say something?
Yeah, I can say something.
Okay.
Yeah, I was away from my microphone, so maybe that is why.
Oh, can you turn it up a little? Just
Okay,
because.
hang on. Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Good,
So
good.
so he can hear us both. Okay.
Yeah,
So we
great.
can we can take number 12
Three. Oh my god. Max, you take the lead.
5
Yeah.
4 3 2 1, and we're on.
Hey Max, what's up?
Hello. Hey Rohan, how are you?
I'm very sleepy. It is 12:40 at my place, and you
It
told me we
12
are. Yeah,
12:40 isn't late. You can say 12:40 is late.
12:40 is
How late?
very late. 12:40 is
Is it?
very late. I sleep at 10:30 and
Really?
12:40. Yeah, I sleep at 10:30 every day, or I start to sleep at 10 and I eventually fall asleep at 10:30, 11. So yeah,
Do you ever deviate from that? Like, do you ever go to sleep a bit later?
never.
Not even on the weekends?
Yeah, so on the weekends, like we are doing right now, yes, I do that, and then I regret it on Monday. I mean on Sunday. On Sunday, yeah. But yeah, right now, I
What
mean,
about
yeah. Sorry, go on.
what about parties? I know there isn't any parties now.
So, b- like I said in our first episode, the special episode, or the first episode, I sleep before the party so that I have
Okay.
energy during the party. So I plan
Huh?
my parties all
You
nighters.
plan
I plan my
you
rages, yes.
you sleep before the party?
Yeah, I sleep before the party in the afternoon or the evening. Yeah, seriously. And right now it is just like the sentences are coming to me really quickly, and I'm not able to think in complete lines is how sleepy
That's
I
good.
am.
If sentences come to you quickly, you can just have like this stream of consciousness.
No, but
Just say whatever you want.
your sentences are coming to me quickly. Mine, the words you are saying are coming to me quickly, but my thoughts are slower. So your
So
words are
it's like
coming at me quickly.
a good acid trip, basically.
I'm just sleepy.
Okay, let's drink.
We're supposed to wait till someone donates. You can't just start drinking.
I've got we've got one donation from Tom.
But
We've got one.
but that was
It
not
was
right now, right? That was
no,
before.
it was before the podcast,
Yeah.
but it was after I said, I said basically any time before
So
now and the end of the live
hang
stream.
on. So I think you need to give the podcast listeners a bit of context. Why is Rohan so sleepy, and why is Max drinking in the middle of an episode?
So Rohan is sleepy because it's very late in India right now. It's like after midnight, which for some reason for you is late. Like I used to get up at like midnight. Well, no, I didn't. But my point is like, yeah, I don't know. Like you're not a typical 20-year-old. Most 20-year-olds go to
I
sleep
you were
later than
supposed
that.
to explain why are we doing this
Okay,
live stream.
and I guess the explanation for why I'm drinking is uh, because it's sober October. So, and the deal is that for every donation uh, between whatever time I posted it, basically for any donation today, I'm gonna have a for any £10 donation, I'm gonna have a shot of vodka.
Yeah. So coming back to the question about why, uh, about me not being a typical 20-year-old, I'm a typical 20-year-old who needs his 8 hours of sleep. And yeah, without it, it did not used to be this way. I was. previously able to pull all nighters. I used to sleep at 8, wake up at 2, and then
Oh
work till
Jesus.
2 to 6. Then from 6 to 7 I would get ready, 7 go to college. 7 to 4:30 I would be in the college. On the way
Mm.
back, 5 4 to 7 I would have been on the bus, and I would read and study programming, Python, whatnot. And then when I got home, 8 at 8 I would just go to sleep again. So that used to be my life when I was in high school, basically high school. It was a diploma, but that was my life for my high school years. And yeah.
I used to do that as well when I was in high school. So I would go to sleep
Hmm.
after coming home from
Yeah.
school. I would wake up at night and then I would just like because I was always procrastinating, so I never did my homework. So that's why I went to sleep early so I could get up early
Hmm.
and do my homework at like 2 a.m. But then I ended up just like reading psychology books all night and then, going to school with no homework, like stressed out because I was always afraid I was going to get caught. And the app crashed again, by the way. I think we're just going to keep recording this because
Yeah. Yeah, that's
there's no,
okay. You can just take
next
shots
time.
randomly whenever you want. Like you
No,
just
no, I didn't think there was going to be any donations on the live stream. I thought there was going to be some donate. There was one donation from Tom. Uh, so thank you, Tom. But
do you want to go live on Instagram though?
no, no, no. Just fuck it. Let's just keep going.
Okay, cool.
Just a regular. Um,
You're talking about
um,
reading psychology books.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to say after the about the donations that you know the basically what I wanted to do is I just wanted to um, get a few final donations before the challenge is over because the challenge is over at the end of today. So I thought why not just make another post, just ask people if anyone wants to donate. Is there?
Are you drinking milk?
No, that's orange juice.
Okay.
So the plan was one shot for each £10 donation.
Yeah.
So we've got one £10 donation from Tom. So that means one shot. So what I think I'm gonna do instead is I think I'm gonna so for every donation um, I so if someone donates like £5, I donate £5. So I match every donation. So we got 25 in total. And if you match that, that's 50. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, because obviously we're not gonna get any more donations. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, uh, assume this is five £10 donations, just gonna have 5 shots. Also, I don't have any
Oh my
shots.
god! I just figured out what you were trying to do. Okay, cool.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the 5 pound thing. How you get five? How you get to drink 5 shots? Your reasoning
Yeah.
behind it. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. I was a
So
little slow on that. Yeah,
yeah, you are kind of slow today. Are you like high or something?
I'm sleepy. That is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm very slow when I'm sleepy, and people. Nah, I'm not. I'm not. Just very very sleepy. Oh yeah, yeah. So
um, yeah. Well, and also I was gonna say I don't have any shot glasses, so I just kind of measure it like I just add a little bit of vodka to the glass. I think I was less than a shot, so I'm gonna take another one.
this is just someone getting really drunk and using a charity as an excuse to do it. So,
Of course,
just
of
out of
course.
curiosity, why do you care about cancer? I mean,
Oh, I
specifically.
mean, like I wouldn't choose cancer over like I don't know refugees or anything. It's just that this Sober October thing, it's just organized by Macmillan Cancer Support, so it's a UK based cancer charity.
mm,
They provide care to cancer patients, and they provide information to, people affected by cancer, people who
mm.
can potentially be affected by cancer, which is basically everyone. Um, so I didn't choose this. They just organized the campaign.
Ah, makes sense. So it is really really funny how thoughts are not coming to me right now. I mean, usually this does not happen. When I talk with a guest, I have
Yeah,
a
cause
stack.
you're high as
Yeah,
fuck, motherfucker.
I'm not. I'm just very, very sleepy. Oh my god. Oh yeah. So I went cycling in the morning, right? So I
Yeah.
just explain that, and I also talk about when I talk to guests, how does that work? So when I'm talking to a guest, in my head, I have a stack. So whenever
Mm-hmm.
they mention something, and I know something which I could ask them questions about it, that
Mm-hmm.
is a very weird sentence, but when that happens, I put it into my stack, and then after they are
Mm-hmm.
done answering the question I asked, then I'm able to pick things off that stack, and that can you can write it down or you can just keep it in your head, and then you are able to ask them questions about what they just
Mm-hmm.
talked about, and it just stays relevant and still natural, and you just never run out of things to talk about. That is.
So you mean if they say, so let's say you want to talk about A, B, and C, so you ask them about C,
Hmm,
and then they can either, exhaust the topic, in which case you're gonna go to B,
hmm.
or they can, add new things, and then you're gonna like add D and E to your stack and just talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Is that
I
what you
think
mean?
it is more of a queue. I'm not sure whether it is a stack or a queue, but basically, but basically, what happens is queue. In the last episode, when Tren was talking about, he was answering a question about jobs or something, and then he
Yeah.
talked about
That
college.
that
Yeah,
that's not public, by the way, to anyone who's listening. Yet that's
that
not
will
public
be
yet.
public, right?
Will
So,
be public soon, but after this episode. So
oh, okay. So we are releasing it right now.
yeah, fuck it, man.
Oh,
It's
oh,
a
actually.
Halloween special.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. Yeah, I did not know what. Okay, sorry. That was very wrong. That was a very stupid thing. I
No,
thought,
no,
yeah, I thought we
no.
were
It's
going to
fine.
record it. I thought we were going to record it and then release it way
Yeah,
later.
like
Yeah,
why would you want to release a Halloween special a month after Halloween?
we released the 25 subscriber special way after we crossed 25 subscribers. We were at
Yeah,
28.
but the,
Yeah.
the the point was that we crossed it, right?
Oh, hang on. That
The
was a
point
10
wasn't that
subscriber.
was
That was a 10 subscriber
yeah.
special, not a 25 subscriber special. I'm sorry about that.
Another one coming, motherfuckers. 100 subscriber special. It's coming.
See, those are. So I like it better when people who don't know me listen to me. I I mean that
Why?
is more important than people who know just
What do you
listening
mean?
to me. Yeah, when I get views on anything I make from my Instagram account, that is from the people who know me. I
Yeah.
want people who don't know me to listen to
Yeah, but
me.
like everyone who doesn't know you eventually becomes a person who knows you.
Yeah,
Like
but no, no, no.
if they wanna listen to you.
I want them to want to listen to Rohan that they are seeing on the podcast,
Yeah.
and not the Rohan that talks to them in person, if that makes sense.
Well, isn't that the same thing, kind of?
Uh, Possibly. I'm not sure.
I don't get it. It's like, do you wanna have like a persona of Rohan, the
No.
guy who like
No,
does
no. I
stuff?
don't want to have a persona. I want to. So I want people to listen or consume the content I make because of the value of the content itself and not because
Yeah.
of who I am as a person or because they know me. That is
Yeah,
very
but
articulated. Yeah, yeah, yes.
okay, but it always starts with that. Like, even if you're, let's say, you're the most, the greatest software engineer in the world, people are still not going to listen to you because it people are very bad at selecting for talent, and it's very hard for people to, choose from the whatever billions number of people, the ones that, like most people have a bit of a defense, like when they meet someone new. So you can be the greatest software engineer in the world, or you can be the greatest, musician or whatever the fuck, but people are still gonna be like, like it, there's this saying in in marketing that it takes 7 touches, like 7 touches of marketing, like 7 contacts, like seven. You have to contact someone 7 times to convince them to buy something. So that's kind of it's not because your product needs more like placement or anything. It's just because people have these defenses and they need to build familiarity.
Hmm. So hang on, I'm going to go to the kitchen and eat some coffee powder and some sugar, and then I'll be better.
Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. I'll just be back. I'll just keep everything
Yeah,
running as it is.
I'll just how long are you gonna be gone?
2 minutes. 1 minute or two
Two
minutes.
minutes. Okay, I'll just entertain people for 2 minutes.
I doubt, but sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell you a story of I don't know. I should tell you a joke, but I don't know any good jokes. Um, I I watched it, I watched the last 15 minutes of the Joe Rogan episode with Gary Vee, and that's because the Gary Vee episode just kind of showed up on my suggestions on YouTube. And there's something from that interview that really stuck with me. Namely, when he talks about regret, he said that the thing that scares me the most is regret, because you're gonna sit there at 72 and you're gonna be like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And it seems that most people go through life scared. Like most people go through life not doing the things they want to do because they're scared of the opinion of their, usually a person in their family or their spouse or someone, usually someone very close to them. Or if not someone very close to them, it's someone. Um, if it's not someone close to them, it's someone from their circle, their social circle, or it could even be the opinion of the entire social circle. But eventually, you get to the point, like that feeling when you feel like you're behind, like you feel like you should be doing something. Like people get that feeling when they're 30, but some people get that feeling when they're like 25 or 22 or 19. That feeling that that you're kind of behind. That's the feeling that tells you that you're not doing what you should be doing.
Understand.
And you're worried about something that is not as important, and you should be pursuing something
What were you talking about,
else.
by the way? What were you talking about?
I was talking about a Gary Vee episode I watched. Not Gary Vee. The Gary Vee interview on Joe Rogan.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on. So let me explain why I do not like to mess up my sleep. Is that too awkward if I
Okay.
just jump in and start explaining something random thing, or can we talk about that?
Nah, I think we're done with Gary Vee.
Okay, cool. So we could just have easily cut that part out where I just move out, and because it is
No,
not a
but
live stream, but
dude, I was telling a story, though.
no. Okay, cool.
No, it's what I'm saying is like, don't worry about it. I've got this.
No, okay, cool.
We
So
can move to, yeah, whatever you
So,
want to talk about.
yeah, this is a very bumpy one. Okay, cool. So, the reason I do not like to sacrifice my sleep is I used to do that a lot when I was back in a high school. So, I used to only sleep for 5 hours, 40 minutes. I had an app
Yeah.
on my phone and that calculated the sleep cycles, right? So, I was able to calculate
Four
the
hours, 30 minutes.
5 or 40 minutes.
That's not a lot. That's
Yeah,
gonna fuck
exactly.
you up, like in the long run.
Yeah, exactly, and that meant I was depressed. I was sad, and I was not functioning at my optimum basically.
Yeah.
And since then, since about exactly a year from that point, I decided I was going to start sleeping 8 hours a day. And the first 2 days I did it, I felt limitless. If that is
Did you say
possible.
2 hours a day?
The next 2 days that I did it for the 8 hours of sleep. So when I slept 8 hours a day
Yeah.
consecutively for 2 days, I felt
Oh, okay.
limitless. Yeah, and the change was
Yeah.
the change was so sporadic that I was like, okay, so this is how normal people feel, and you guys are still
Yeah.
wasting your time. And it was just so surprising to see how different things could be. It was as if a switch just flipped in my entire uh, perspective of the way I viewed things. And it was amazing the first time I slept for 8 hours for 2 days. And since then I decided that sleep was something which was very important to me. sleep
Mm.
Sleep, working out, and good food, that is healthy food. So sleep was very important to me, and if I don't do that, I so right now I have a sore throat, a little bit of a sore throat, right?
Mm.
And if I get my 8 hours of sleep tomorrow, I'll not have a sore throat because my body will heal that. But if
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But right now, because I'm up with max, I'm probably going to have a sore throat tomorrow, and that is going to escalate possibly, right? So that regeneration ability, or the way I'm able to be more energetic than most people, that is because they are not getting enough sleep and I get enough sleep. And
Mm.
that is the reason I do not try to sacrifice any of it. I do not take any caffeine. I don't take sugar because that just messes up the sleep
Yeah, for
routine.
sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
used to have the same thing, definitely.
mm,
Ever since I started sleeping more, I've noticed I'm more energy. A few other things that were also very kind of had the same effect is working out. Like, um, I think working out has had the greatest effect on
yeah,
my on how often I get sick.
mm,
Like, I don't really get, I've only taken 1 day of sick at work, um, like in my entire career.
entire
And
career. Oh my
yeah,
god. Okay.
but when I was in high school or before that, I would used to miss at least 1 day of school a week,
Mm,
right? So you can
mm,
see, so that's like what, 50 days a year versus 1 day a year now.
mm,
Like I barely ever get sick. I mean, obviously now, we kind of isolating, so no one really gets. I guess people get sick, but like people don't get the usual stuff that much. People don't get the
yeah,
flu that much.
yeah. That yeah, that is something. And so when I started working out, I I would really like everyone to experience that. The first week after you start working out continuously, you just feel
Mm.
like a god. You just feel
Mm.
so, yeah, you just feel so powerful. You just have this newborn testosterone running through your veins, and that really feels amazing. And it is just a high that never goes down,
Mm.
and then your body stabilizes after a week or two, and then it's normal, and you're just at that energy for for the
Well,
entire day, right? Yeah.
you still have that energy, I would say. It's just that you kind of get used to it. You don't know what it's like to be down when you've not been down for a long time. Like, you don't know what it's like to be weak if you've not been weak for a long time.
Yes,
We
exactly.
don't know what it's like to be sick if you've not been sick for a long time. I think you just kind of get used to it psychologically. But
Hmm.
like, I'm way more, I'm just way more like alert and like thinking so much more sharply now, like compared to 5 years ago when I was in much worse health.
Yeah. I was just giggling because you said you were so much more energetic and sharp, and then you yawned. Because that was the reason I was laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. And when people look at me in real life, they are like, well, what is wrong with you? Why are you so energetic? Why are you running? Why are you jumping around? Why are you climbing that tree? And I'm like, you are supposed to do it, but you sleep for four
Who's
hours and you
who's
don't work
saying that
out.
to you?
Some of my friends.
Fuck 'em.
Nice. Yeah, you
Nah,
see, boss.
sorry, Rohan's
No, no,
friends. I don't
yeah.
mean it like that. I
No, no,
just mean
no,
like
listen, listen. If I say fuck you to everyone who disagrees, with the way I conduct myself, I'll be left with a very few people basically. So I I I I tone it down, I guess. But I like to jump around. I like to have fun, and I can do it, and because I have invested the time in it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, but it is really fun. So when you were you were- when you we were kids, we did not have the freedom to do whatever we wanted, right? And right
No.
now, and just as I'm saying this, you are twirling that bottle of alcohol. But yeah, cool. So right now we have all of these resources at our disposal. So we have
Mm.
the ability to spawn cars out of thin air. So I can just open up my app and rent a car, and I have a car
Mm.
now. I can just rent motorcycles out of thin air. I can go wherever I want. I can hop on my bike and teleport
Well,
to
you
50
still have to
kilometers.
pay for it.
Eh, come on. That is after listen. So it is you have to pay for it, but it isn't very expensive. I mean,
Well, it depends
compared,
what you're talking about. Like, going to the other side of the city is not expensive. Like, going to fucking Singapore would be expensive.
yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
the point I'm trying to make is, right now we have this freedom as grown-ups to do whatever the hell we want, and most of the times that is not completely exploited. So we have the freedom to leave our homes at 3, and still we don't. Not many people I know have, and we don't do it regularly. And if we are able to explore things around us with that level of um, in that dimension basically. So at
Mm.
3, the place where you live, it is a different place, right? So I think we are not exploring that sufficiently, and I'm able to do it because I have a large surplus of energy on most days except this. Now I'm just drowning coffee with everything. Yeah.
So when you say go out at 3, do you mean like 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
You're asleep at 3 a.m. anyway.
Yeah, but that is, you plan it, right? You plan it
Yeah.
first. If you want to go berserk, you plan the berserk first. That is how you go berserk.
I don't know, like, kind of planning it kind of ruins it for
No,
me.
it doesn't. So if you are, so here, this is how I would plan a 3 a.m. outing or something, right? So if we are going to be out the door at 2:30, then
Mm-hmm.
we are going to need about 6 hours of playtime. So for 6
Mm-hmm.
hours I'm going to need food two times, at least two
Mm-hmm.
times. So we are probably going to need two apples, some water, a power bank, a phone, um, and a bag to carry that. You have that, then you are done. And now preparation before going that. If you need if you're going to stay up all night, then you should probably get about uh, 5 hours of sleep in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day, or maybe the previous day. You can get 10 hours in the previous day, then 2 more hours in the afternoon or the evening, and after that you will be all set. And you should not work out in the morning so that you have more energy in the evening. So if you just balance all of these variables perfectly, then you
Yeah.
just have so much energy at the perfect time to perform. And that is how you go berserk. And then at 3, when everyone is sleepy, drowsy, and when their legs are aching because they can't walk 3 kilometers or something, then you will be at your peak, right? And that is how you go
Yeah.
berserk. Why do you want to go berserk at if I go out right now, I won't have the optimum amount of fun
Yeah,
because I'm
but
not
what I'm
prepared for
saying
it.
is
Hmm.
sometimes you're just like fuck it, and then you want to kind of get out of your routine,
Hmm.
and then you know that's like what even if you have the best routines, there's always this time when you're like you kind of feel like you just want to get out of your routine and you just want to like go out and do something. It doesn't have to be going out, but I mean it's like so let's say your typical like
Hmm.
for example for me I work a lot. So
Yeah.
let's say I work Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, up to Friday, and then I'm like at some point I'm just like fuck it, and often I don't plan for it. I just go fuck it, and then I go. I stay inside and like read books, or I go out and meet someone.
Yeah, I think then that is so that is not going berserk. That is just going off the schedule. But
It can
if
be going berserk sometimes. Some of the things that I do, like it could get quite extreme. I could be like, oh fuck it. I mean, obviously not now because COVID, but like could be like, fuck it. I'm just going out, partying,
who is
staying
who
up all
is
night.
arranging so many parties? That is something I always I'm okay. So how many parties are there being run, and who is going to them, and who is
Well,
arranging them?
at the moment, zero.
Right. And
That's why I
regular,
said not now
no, no,
because of COVID.
not even right now, but still, people seem to be going to too many parties than the number of parties that are actually happening.
Oh, I mean, there's a party every night somewhere. Of course.
Yeah, possibly. So what I meant is,
Not possibly. There's multiple parties going on.
yes, but I'm just saying that there is an overrepresentation of the parties than the amount of parties actually happening. That is what I think.
Like how?
People say that they are going to parties, but
Yeah,
there aren't then that many parties
but
to
there are.
go to. Yeah,
There's
but they
plenty of
aren't getting
parties.
invited to them.
How do you know?
So that is like an invisible flying unicorn thing where you
some
can't prove me wrong and I can't prove you
some
wrong.
people get invited to many parties. Like Andy Warhol when he used to, be at the peak of his fame.
Who is
He would
Andy Warhol?
he was a an artist like in the 70s and the 80s and
Why
60s
did you bring him up? I'm so confused.
because he's a huge cultural figure in like the US.
Yeah.
The um, well anyway, but he used to because at the height of his cultural like fame,
Yeah.
he would get invited to a party every night, and he would go
Yeah,
out every
but
night.
he is the person in the
I know he was famous, yes,
yeah,
but
exactly.
what I'm saying, like there is a gradient between someone who is not invited to any parties and someone who is invited to many parties.
I think it is more it
and
is like a
also and also you can also get yourself into parties, right? Some people are very open to who they let into their parties, so you can be just like fuck
I
it,
think it is
you
an
know
upside down bell curve that can be possible, right? I think it is a very wrong word, but I'm trying to say that
maybe.
the people who
Yeah, I
don't,
know what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah, the people who don't get invited to any parties don't get invited to any parties, and the people who get
yeah,
invited to parties get invited to a lot of parties.
yeah. So that's not really a bell curve, it's like a Pareto curve.
Yeah, I'm not at my best moment right
Yeah,
now. My brain
the
is
80
barely functioning.
the 80-20 rule, like the 20% of people get invited to 80% of parties.
Yeah, yes. Now I was just trying to think what would happen if it was otherwise.
What do you mean? If 80% of people got invited to 20% of parties, um,
How would that even work?
crowded,
Yeah,
a
this
lot of
this
empty parties, right? Because
then it's not a party anymore, right? It is.
yeah, it's not really a party if it's like half a person per
Oh
party.
no, no, listen. So if a party is if if there are more than three people in a room, then it is a party, right? So you could have
So
a so you could have
if it's
three.
three, then
Yeah,
it's not a party.
yeah. So you could have
More
a
than
lot of
two.
rooms. You could have a lot of rooms with two people or three people,
Yeah,
and not four, and that is why it won't be a party then.
it just sounds like a lot of fucking.
Okay, cool.
Like those hotels they have in Japan. Um, so there's hotels where you can rent a room for, like usually you go to a hotel and you say like 1 night, 2 nights or something,
Yeah, rent
please.
a room by the hour probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But apparently that's very popular in Japan, like very popular for
I
some
wonder
reason.
why. It's
You
probably
don't know?
probably a lot of monopoly.
You know what? I heard somewhere that the Japanese believe that you go crazy without sex. So that's why, like, you know, the Japanese society is like very open towards sex in some aspects,
Yeah,
because they
possibly.
believe like if you don't like allow those people to have this like like prostitution is like very open over there. I don't know. I'm probably talking shit. I don't know what I'm talking about, but someone told me that the Japanese like believe that you go crazy without sex, so it's in the interest of the society to allow everyone to have as much sex as possible.
So I I went to visit my childhood home today, right? In
Yeah.
my building that is about 2 kilometers from my home. And I was able to do a pull up on the swing set I used to ride on as a kid. So
Wow.
it is this massive swing set at about 8 or 10 feet. And then I just jumped
Mm.
on that swing set and I did like 5 pull ups.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know, right? And I was never able to do that as a kid. And then as a kid, when I looked up, the bar was always so high, and now I could pull myself up to it. That is a
That's pretty
metaphor.
cool.
Yep.
Metaphor? Or pulling yourself up like in life, or what do you mean?
I'm not sure. Oh, you have, I, I don't know how you are going to publish this one. This is like
Why
so
not?
unlike me. I see,
What?
I seriously don't understand how people are able to function without sleep, because this is what happens to me. And
Oh
how,
yeah.
how do
Oh yeah.
people work without?
Just kind of go through life sleepwalking, really. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people just go through life, just kind of like just showing up, just being very complacent. Just like
That is a
going to
good
their
point. Yeah.
job, but not really doing anything, just getting home, watching TV. You kind of can do that if you're like living at 10% of your potential, then
Yeah.
you don't really need that much
Yeah,
sleep, I guess.
but then again, I think all of those people have that awakening at some point in their life,
Yeah,
right? Then they have to numb it down with a couple of YouTube videos, and
yeah.
that is the option. But this is s- so the problem with the approach where you just ignore all of the rules is you tend to go off the deep end. So I just explain with the example. I went to a mall today. So I don't usually go to malls, and I could just see all of these high fashion stores, right? They had
Mm-hmm.
shoes, they had suits, they had fast food joints, they had burgers, and I did not want any of it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um, I just looked at the store, and I, that there there wasn't any, it wasn't able to alleviate any reaction out of me, and that is such a superpower to have in
Mm-hmm.
the current times that you live in. I mean, uh,
You
uh,
mean like the
buying new things,
consumption?
yeah,
Yeah.
consumption, exactly, consumption, buying new things, it just doesn't do anything for me. And uh, on the flip side of that, because it doesn't do anything for me, I need a more stronger uh, what's the word, stimulation. I need more stronger
Drugs. Drugs.
that is not what I was getting at, but sure. I mean, yeah, yeah, this exactly. So that is at the end of that spectrum. It is on that spectrum.
Yeah,
But
I
what?
mean, to be fair, a lot of people get addicted to things like cocaine because they don't have enough stimulation in their life.
Yeah.
Like
So
they don't
what I
have an
was,
adventure.
no, 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 listen, listen. So circling it back to being constricted to the normal, what everything wants, and live and sleepwalking. How this ties back is, even if the other extreme isn't much better either. So right now, for me to get the same amount of stimulation, I have to do like 20 push-ups, and that gets
Mm,
me a little excited. And when I get down, I do push-ups, and that is what I have to do. Or if I want to get, really pumped up, then I just decide
mm,
to go cycling somewhere. I mean, I'm going to do this, or I just start running somewhere at 10 p.m., right? And that and that at times could be more dangerous than just buying new shoes. So the
Mm-hmm.
other spectrum is not better off either. And once you start to see all of the fragility in the matrix, basically, I'm going to sound like a bozo. I don't know if we use that word anymore, but crazy person.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, so yeah, just hear me out though. So in my parking lot, my building has a parking lot, and in the basement I park my scooter, and beside my scooter there is usually this dirt bike thing parked beside me, and that costs three times the 6 times the cost of my scooter. And the
Okay.
marginal utility, that is how better it is than my scooter, it is probably at about 2 times, right? In traffic, it is not going to be better than my scooty, and I'm still going
Mm-hmm.
to go. I don't have gears, so I can just overtake him. So he does not have that advantage over me there. And um, basically that the traffic is the place where you're going to spend 75% of your time, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting an advantage there. And then on his bike he has these fog light, he has these black accents and a better body. But if you
Mm-hmm.
look at it objectively, it means nothing. It means nothing, basically, right? It is just a new skin for your character in a game. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference except for the societal, what is the
Approval.
word? Hmm?
Approval.
Approval, yeah, yes. So I don't mind wearing t-shirts with holes in them. So right now this one has a
Mm-hmm.
hole. Shout out to this t-shirt. But I don't mind doing that. But if I were to go up for a job interview or approach a stranger, then
Yeah.
I would want a nice t-shirt, right? Because that is
Yeah.
what people want. And right now I'm able to draw that boundary between
Mm-hmm.
why I'm doing this and does this really mean something. But I think that is really a thin line to thread. Where does that stop? Keep, I don't even want their approval anymore. Then what happens then? Do I just go off the deep end? Or
Well, I mean, what I found is there's there's two kinds of wanting social approval, or wanting admiration. One kind is when you're feeling insecure and you just kind of get this feeling of, oh, what if this person doesn't like me? Or what if I go out like this and people are going to judge me? And there's another thing, which is, what will it take for me to achieve the goal I want? So, for example, you can be on Twitter and you can be on there, like, posting stuff and being worried about, you know, it's gonna get zero likes, like no one's gonna respond to it, no one's gonna look at it, no one's gonna like it. But that's what I found is that's a completely separate mindset from the mindset of what will it take for me to achieve the goal I want. So, for example, if you shape your message on social media or through your image, let's talk about social media. So, if you shape your message on social media in a certain way, it could be because you're just trying to avoid insecurity, or it could be because you just think that message is going to be beneficial to you in some way, for the goal that you want to achieve. So maybe you're a marketer for a company, um, you know, and you figure out, if we put this here, it's going to grab more attention of people here. Or if we format the tweets like this, it's going to give us this. It's a completely separate mindset. It's a completely separate approach. It's a completely separate game from the game of, are people gonna like this or not? And I'm worried about if they're gonna like it or not. That's what I found. I think that's true with everything. Like, so, for example, like you can, um, like you can, if you're a guy, you can like go out and approach girls and be like, I am dressed like this, and I'm dressed like this because I'm worried she's gonna think of me as a loser. Or you can be like, I'm dressed like this because I think it's gonna get me that kind of effect. And to really do the second thing, like to do the thing of like using the perception to get the goal you want, I found that you need to be like really very secure and confident in yourself. So that's why most people never get there, because most people are always worried about what other people are going to say, like in a negative way, in the sense of like, what if this person doesn't like me?
Yeah, I can see that. Hmm. So, what is it for you? What do you prefer to do? You like
Well,
it?
I'm all about reject the first thing and embrace the second thing. That's what I do in my life. That's what I do. It feels like social media is your life right now. Because of COVID. Here, I know you guys maybe don't have it as heavy in India, but here, we have a national lockdown. So like literally everything is locked down. No one's allowed to go out, meet anyone.
Yeah, we
So
did ours 3 months
yeah, I
ago.
know. We did ours in March, but then we have what they're calling a second wave here, uh, which they're saying it's seasonal. So because because of the climate here, it's getting colder now. So they're saying it's because of the fact that it's getting colder. I don't know if that's true, or I'm not a fucking scientist, but they're saying that's one of the reasons behind the second wave. But anyway, what I'm saying is the second wave seems to be worse than the first one,
Yeah,
almost. It certainly has the potential to become worse. Like there's a lot of new infections and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I like I said, I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't follow this stuff, but that's what I've been seeing. And I see a lot of people are worried. Like people in the government, a lot of people seem worried.
I have become numb to the apocalypse.
To what?
To the apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's all just die.
Oh no, I still wear a mask. I still wear a mask, and I try to distance. But
Yeah, but that's a good example of what I was talking about. Like this two mindset. Like, are you wearing a mask because you're scared, or are you wearing a mask because you're like, well, it's actually a good strategy to wear a mask.
yeah, it is a
Like
good
two
strategy to wear
two
a mask.
two
Yes.
two different mindsets. Like I think a lot of the reason why this second wave is going to be much worse. I think the reason is that a lot of people were scared in the first wave, and now they're just kind of like, fuck it, because they got used to it. Even though if you look at the numbers are definitely not better now. Like we are not in a better position than we were, but people are going to be like, fuck it, because they're kind of used to it.
Mm.
Like it could be like 100 new infections a day, and everyone would be losing their fucking shit because people were scared. Like some people were like, oh, everyone's gonna die, regardless of the numbers, because there's like this new novelty effect. That's what they call it in psychology. Every time you meet something new, it seems more scary than the thing that you know. Like the devil you know is always better than the one you don't know. So, and I think that's what's happening here. Like in March, everyone was kind of like, we're gonna put up with this. We're gonna isolate. We're gonna social distance, all of that stuff. And now, people are just kind of like, fuck it. Roll it. Bring it on, bitch. Everyone's just kind of like, we're done here.
Yeah. Hey, did I just freeze? Oops.
No, no, you're fine.
Hang on. Yeah, sorry. Something just
Now
went.
you froze.
Yeah, I know. Something is berserk on
But
my entire
you're
computer just.
back.
My computer
You're
just
back
froze.
now.
My computer just froze. I can't believe this is happening. My computer never freezes, but my computer is frozen right now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
I can both hear you and see you, so we can just keep going.
Yeah, but I can't move my mouse. I can't do anything.
Fuck it. Keep going,
Oh,
man.
yeah, okay. It is. I just pressed something and it is back now. I hope that was not my brain. If it is all in
So,
my head, I'm going nuts. So I'm listening to this album by Caretaker. Um,
Who's Gary Taker?
Yeah, my computer is freezing again. Caretaker. Um,
Gary Taker?
caretaker.
Caretaker?
Caretaker. S-
Caretaker?
Oh my god. House care. Care. Caring for someone.
Care
Do you not?
caretaker.
Caring
Okay.
for someone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Caretaker.
yeah. So his name is the caretaker, and okay, I'm frozen again. But I'm listening to this album by the caretaker, and it is a 6 hour long dementia. So the first finished that album. I'm at stage 2 right now. But yeah, I'm just doing that currently. I listen to it in the shower, and for a moment, I just
How
thought
long is this fucking thing?
6 hour long. It's a 6 hour long album.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is a single album or a collection of albums. I'm not sure.
6 hours of rap?
Yeah, 6 hours of that. And it is hauntingly
Whoa.
beautiful. You need to check it out. I am.
Wait, but that's a rap album?
Oh no, it is an instrumental. It's only an
Oh,
instrumental.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, but like, what kind of? I'm very musically unaware. So like, is it like classical music or
yeah,
is it like?
yeah. It is very similar to classical
Oh,
music.
okay.
Yes,
When was it produced? Like,
I have
when
no
was it
idea. I
created?
think in the 2010s possibly.
Okay.
But it is old timey music. So it is the music for the dementia patient.
Is it really?
No, no, it is not the music for dementia patient, but it is the music that I'm not able to find the words right now because I'm too tired. But basically, it is the music which is supposed to symbolize dementia, right? So
You're
it,
just
it
too
is.
high, man.
I'm not high. Why do you keep saying that? I just.
We both know you're high. Stop hiding it.
But I'm not. I'm just very sleepy.
You're just
It is
hiding that
illegal here. It is
from your
illegal here.
mom.
I wouldn't even be able to do it.
Oh, of course I would be able. I never do it. Of course, I would never do anything illegal.
Yeah, no. My. This is the first time my brain is actually not uh, working like it should, and it is surprising to see that. I mean, it is not usually like this, right? It is a visceral feeling actually.
Yeah, it's the best, isn't
Oh my god, you're doing it
it?
again. I'm not high.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying you're high. I mean, being sleepy in a way is like being, drunk. Let's say. I guess that's the best comparison because your inhibitions are low when you get sleepy, kind of like being drunk, right?
This is a very good metaphor kind of thing where we are wearing the same t-shirt with the same colors. Our walls are the same colors, and you are getting drunk, but I'm sleepy. That is why it is
I,
similar to the
I'm
same thing.
I'm wearing a turtleneck.
Yeah, but the color is same. Artistic freedom.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm like some Michel Foucault kind of guy.
Who is a
Like
Michal
because
Faktor?
you don't know Michel Foucault. He was a philosopher in the 20th century in France, and he wore a lot of
Turtleneck.
turtlenecks. Yeah, he was like the cheap French gay dude in the 60s.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Oh my god. So
I've
that.
not read any of his work though. I have to do it sometime, but maybe not now.
Oh, yeah, yes. And I'm planning to do a lot of reading soon.
What
When
are you
I'm,
gonna read?
I have a lot of, yeah, I have a list of books. I can't open my Chrome browser right now to pull them up because my computer will probably freeze if I try to do that. But it is just a couple of books by people I admire. I would like to read 12 Rules for
Yeah.
Life. Yeah. Then I would
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then I would like to read Maps of Meaning, possibly. I just pull them up on my.
That's a tough one though.
It
That's
is?
a deep dive. It's a deep dive. You're gonna have to, like, there's a
Hmm.
lot of like supplemental material for that book that you will probably need to read to understand it in depth.
Hmm.
I'm not saying you have to understand the book in
Hmm.
depth, but it's a tough book in the sense that you're gonna have to read a lot of material to
mm,
understand
mm,
it in depth
mm,
if
mm,
you're
mm.
interested in that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Because it's really like a synthesis of everything that's been written
Mm, mm, mm.
on Jung, and like he goes into all kinds of stuff in there, all kinds of stuff. Jung, and he, you know, sources from everything, everything like going back 2,000 years, like all kinds of different schools and stuff. So
Mm.
in that sense, it's a tough book because you kind of have to go back and read those things to
So
understand.
on the rest of my read list is Denial of Death. The
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have heard of it?
Yeah.
I have not. Then House of Leaves, that is a horror book. Then I
Hmm.
probably have to read The Divided Self, Self
Oh, okay.
Analysis, Last Man, Man's Search for
Hmm.
Himself,
Hmm. Yeah.
and uh, Exhalation. I don't know what that is though. I just have
Yeah,
that
I
in my
don't know.
list for some reason. But that is something I have planned to read, and I also have a couple of movies. Um, Synecdoche, Adaptation, The Road, Stalker, Her, and Strange Love. I want to watch those for some reason. I watched
Don't
Whip.
know any of
I
them.
watched Whiplash recently. This is a very shit episode, by the way.
Whiplash?
Yeah, this is a very shit episode. With this.
It's the best episode. What you talking about?
I I doubt anyone is going to listen to the entire thing.
Yeah, no one listens to the entire thing. Maybe except for Tom
Mukesh.
and um.
I'm pretty confident. No, none of my friends are listening to the entire thing. I can say that with a lot of confidence.
Oh, why do you even give a fuck? If anyone wants to listen to me for 5 minutes, that's already more than most people can
Yeah,
bear.
exactly, right. And if you're listening to me for, if you're consuming all of the content I'm creating, you probably have an obsession with me. I mean, I create a
Yeah,
lot of
you
content.
you you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, yeah. It
You know
depends.
what I'm
It
saying?
depends,
It's
but
kind of creepy.
yeah, but listen, I do make a lot of content, right? So in a
Yeah,
week,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, I write about one blog on LinkedIn, then I write it on the same one
Hmm.
on Dev2, then I make about two songs, one episode of a podcast, then I have another podcast which I make, um, and there is three episodes of that every month. It is a small one, and then I have another one which is the
Wait, so you have
experimental
another
one.
podcast?
Yeah, I have too many podcasts for some weird reason, but yeah, so I do that as well, and then I make covers of songs. So that is another piece of content, and then I tweet, and then I post those tweets on Instagram. So that is so,
Mhm.
and stories and stuff, and that is just so much content. I genuinely feel if someone is listening to all of
Yeah,
this, is
you know
yeah,
what's interesting? I see more of your, like me personally, I see more of your tweets on Instagram than I do on Twitter.
yeah,
But
because
that's
you
probably
follow
because,
me. Yeah, you follow me on Instagram.
well, I follow you on both, but it's probably because I follow like 20 people on Instagram and I follow
Yeah,
like, 300 people on Twitter.
yeah.
So that's why. Yeah, Twitter is really where I'm at the moment. Like,
I'm nowhere. I'm just dropping followers like crazy because no one likes photos of tweets in their feed or Instagram. But fuck them.
I've been on Twitter mostly. Like, I met a lot of people there. Like, most of the fun goes on in the DMs. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like,
Do not know what you mean, but okay, cool.
well, okay. What I mean is, like, it's about those connections you make with
Yeah.
people. Like most people you just kind of ignore, but every once in a while you meet someone who you kind of feel you're on the same waves with, so you just go and you kind of DM them a little, and so that's what I'm talking about. Like most of the action goes on in the DMs. I would say like it's the private conversation, the one-to-one. You're trying to impact someone, or someone's trying to impact you, or you're both impacting one another. That's where the action is. What I found, like the posts are just a way to meet people. That's how I approach this. Or a post is basically a message you send to everyone. That's what I think about that stuff. Salud. Na zdrowie.
What does that mean?
It means like cheers in Polish.
Oh. So I'm too scared to drink my cup of coffee. I just took very small sips of it because I'm scared it will ruin my sleep cycle. So I'm just staring at it and
Okay.
sm- taking a whiff of coffee sometimes.
Are you planning to go to Europe anytime soon? And by anytime soon, I mean like in a year or so.
Can I
When
live with
this,
you though?
oh, maybe.
I don't. I just need a bed and a place to
Well, I can.
crash.
You
I
can
don't
sleep.
know.
You can sleep on the floor. I don't
Yeah,
have
I
a
can
bed.
sleep on the floor. That's fine. I don't
Yeah,
mind sleeping on the floor. Come on.
I guess. I
Okay, cool.
guess. Why not?
Yeah, okay, cool.
You, I suppose so.
Yeah, good. It's good to know I have a place to sleep in the EU. But okay, cool. I need a
Well,
visa though. Yeah, I don't have a visa.
oh, it should be easy to get like a tourist visa though, right?
I have no idea.
Like a tourist one should be easy. Like I got a tourist one for the US. That was pretty easy. Um, like obviously a visa to live here would be more difficult, but I think a tourist one should be fairly easy. You just tell them like I wanna fucking see the Big Ben or some shit, and they're like, okay, here's your visa. It's interesting. My friend, she's half Russian. Uh, my friend Paulina, she's half Russian, half Indian, and so her dad is Indian and her mom is Russian. And when they got a visa for the
How
U.S.,
did how did her Indian dad convince a Russian woman to marry him? Him.
I don't know.
Okay.
They live in Kazakhstan, so it's a weird mix. But anyway, so when her dad got a visa, when her mom got a visa, the guy was like, "Here's a visa for you for 10 years because you're from India, her dad, and here's a visa for you for 3 years because you're from Russia, right?"
Yeah.
Because like apparently in the US, if you're here from if you're basically from anywhere, like anywhere civilized, they give you a 10-year visa. But if you're from Russia, because it's like there's like some tensions between the US and Russia, they only give you a 3-year visa.
So I'm just trying to figure out where Kazakhstan is. Is it near Siberia?
No, it's on the other side. It's like on the. I mean, like if I say Mongolia, if you know where Mongolia is,
I
that's
have
gonna be
no idea.
a huge, um, a huge mistake, like a huge struggling to find the words. It's not near Mongolia, but it's definitely nearer Mongolia than it
What
is
is happening? Why are
to
we recording
Siberia.
this again? I'm just so confused because no one can. Oh my god.
Should we wrap it up?
I have no idea. I'm just so confused. I mean, I can't literally can't think straight. Should we
Okay.
push it out? I'm not even sure.
Oh yeah, we're definitely publishing. I didn't fucking spend an hour
Got to talk to
recording this
me.
shit.
Talk to
No, that's
me.
not. Well, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm grateful, but still, like, if we're gonna record something, it's going out.
Okay, cool. I'm just.
Like, seriously though, like, I've been thinking about this, like, and I'm seriously considering it. Like, the first thing I'm gonna get when I have a lot of, enough money, I'm gonna hire someone to like carry a camera around me
You
all
are
day.
not that interesting. I hate to break it to you, but.
I don't give a fuck. Someone's gonna watch it. There's like 7 billion people in the world. So that's
Yeah,
what I'm
and they
gonna do.
are all watching pretty girls do the same on
Porn.
Twitch. Yeah, but sure.
OnlyFans. Are you on
Yeah.
OnlyFans? You are?
I'm not. I did not see. Why did you why did you just think that? No, I'm not on OnlyFans. No, I'm not.
You know?
No. Are you?
I'm no, I'm not on it, but you know what I'm gonna
As a
do? Like I'm
creator
gonna
or as a.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, I was gonna say like, are you a subscriber on
I'm not gonna.
OnlyFans? Like,
Why would I pay for
yeah, yeah.
nudes? That is stupid.
Yeah, well,
Just get
like
them for free, right?
yes,
Just get
yeah,
them
yeah,
for
yeah,
free.
yeah, yeah. But then again, like what these people feel, people who go on
Attention, yeah,
OnlyFans,
I know,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It feels like you're almost in a relationship with that girl, even though you're not, because she's talking to other like 1,000 guys. But that's what it feels like for these guys, and that's why they're willing to pay for it. I know it's crazy, but
So
like
the
that's what it
surprising
is.
part is, ki most uh, girls actually do get messages from about 50 guys, right, in a month on
I don't
average.
know.
Yeah, they probably do. So she
A lot of
anyways is,
messages, yeah.
yeah, so she anyways is going to talk to 25 guys in a relationship, right? And that does not
Yeah.
bother me, because I do not want a relationship. That is a massive waste of time, actual real relationship, because it's pretty complicated. But
So you
yeah,
just want some like casual sex.
I do not even know if that is worth the time investment, because people are just not that interesting. And so I listened to the Lex, I was going to call it a Lex Luthor podcast, but it is a Lex Friedman podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just gets to talk to these amazing, beautiful minds. And when I listen to them, I'm like, I'm barely able to understand what they're talking about,
Mm.
but I'm still not able to understand half of it. And when I just talk to people in real life, because of where I'm based and the
Mm.
quality of candidates I get when I talk to people, it is like, what are we doing here? And I'm supposed to like you and spend 3 hours
Yeah.
with you, and you just get offended when I make a joke. So fuck you.
Yes, some people are kind of boring, but you just kind of filter through these people, and you just
It is very resource intensive finding a good candidate.
everything
Yeah,
is resource intensive.
yeah. I rather just listen
Like
to the
build,
Lex Friedman
build
podcast. Then I'm not sure.
well, but like you know what I mean? Like you're just listening to the podcast, and like it's not really giving you anything. Like it's giving you something,
Yeah, no,
but
yeah, no, 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 listen.
you know what I
I
mean?
was
Like
not
there's
using it
zero
as my.
ROI
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
for
do get
listening
it.
to a
I
Lex
do get
Friedman
it.
podcast.
Just the process of getting the correct person, quote unquote correct person, is just very
Yeah,
very difficult, and it is not engaging.
and so is everything. By the way, it is engaging if you do it right.
Hmm?
It is engaging if you do it right. Like just don't waste
Yeah,
your time talking to like some kind of people you don't want to talk to.
yeah, but the people who I want to talk to, and we are going to get into this again like we did last time. But the people who I want to talk to, I'm not at that level yet. There is still a lot of work I need to put into myself before I get to the level where I'm able
Yeah,
to.
I don't really believe that.
There is a
But
mosquito.
we talked about it last time.
Yeah, 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 yes. I still
I
feel
mean,
that.
you don't know. Like, I mean, you can feel that way, but like, you don't really know until you try it.
Yeah.
And then if you try it, it's gonna be difficult anyway. I can just spilled some fucking coke on my stuff. Yeah, that's when you know you're drunk. Because I feel like mostly I'm just holding it together, and like I'm mostly like civilized and like acting normally, but I'm very clumsy. Like physically, I'm very clumsy, so I tend to spill
I'm
things,
just trying to
and
catch a mosquito. I know. Sorry.
that's when I know I'm drunk. Is when I spill things.
No, when I'm sleepy, I just can't talk. I can do everything else. Possibly not drive as well, but I can't talk correctly the way I would
Yeah,
like it.
you don't want to drive when you're sleepy. That's a good way to cause an accident.
Yeah. What do you
So should
what,
we?
what do you want to talk about, Max?
We could talk about like I don't know. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff I would talk about. But maybe we should wrap this up. How long have we been going on for?
Growing up for 20 years.
Going, go, going for.
See, this
like the
point I'm
podcast.
completely numb. So I'm so numb right now from sleep that it doesn't matter whether we go on for 2 more hours or half an hour. I'm just numbed down. Yeah, I have been
Yeah.
growing up for 20 years now. Yeah, sorry about that. It was very funny in my head. We should just end it here. Yeah, we should just end it here.
Yeah, maybe let's just wrap it up. Um,
Yeah.
Before we do though, what's your plans for the weekend?
I yeah, so I'll just we are wrapping it up right now and okay.